The title of today's reading lesson is Studying Perspective. That word, perspective, what does that word mean? Pause the video to discuss. Perspective is the way things are seen from a particular point of view. So it's someone's ideas and thoughts from their point of view, which this comes into play with our current reading unit. We have been working really hard studying opinions on debatable issues. Look at this picture. What do you notice? What do you wonder? Pause the video to discuss. How does this picture relate to our vocabulary word, perspective? Pause the video. Today, I want to teach you that when you are researching any topic or issue, it is really important to understand the perspective of the author on that issue. That will help you better understand the information being presented. So, for example, if you are reading an article about your debatable issue, and let's pretend your debatable issue is technology harmful to children? Now, if you are reading an article that talks about how violence in video games can make children more aggressive, the perspective of that author is going to be against the issue. So you need to take that into account when you're writing down notes, that the author has a certain point of view, a certain opinion on this issue. That is their perspective. So when we're studying perspective, we can ask these 4 different questions. We can ask, who is the source? That means, who is writing this? What is the point of view of the source on this event, topic, or issue? So what is their opinion? If this author were involved in a debate on this topic, which side would he or she be on? And what kind of language is the author using to discuss this issue? What does that tell about the author's perspective? We are going to be practicing answering these questions today. We are going to read an article titled Chocolate Milk More Harmful Than Healthful by Jonathan Smith. So at the end of reading this article, we will answer each of these questions that we just went over, and it's going to help us identify the perspective of the author. As I read, make sure you are following along on your screen with the text that I'm reading, and be thinking of that question. What is the author's perspective on the issue, which is going to be children drinking chocolate milk? That is the issue, if it's good or if it's bad. So think about this author's perspective. Schools around the world serve chocolate milk, and kids love it. On a recent Australian newscast, investigative reporter Chloe Baker interviewed children about chocolate milk. The only time I get chocolate milk is when I go to school only, one youngster told Miss Baker, as her friends nodded. In fact, many children only get to have chocolate milk at school, but they get to drink a lot of it there. Some children consume as many as 10 or even 15 cartons of chocolate milk in a week at school. Baker noted that it is an out-of-control problem. Chocolate milk has a sky-high sugar content. One tiny carton of chocolate milk has approximately 30 grams of sugar. That is more than 1 can of soda, and you wouldn't see schools giving kids Coke. In fact, according to the Coca-Cola Company, a mini can, which contains 7.5 fluid ounces of soda, has only 25 grams of sugar. Thus, a small container of chocolate milk has approximately 20% more sugar than soda. Jamie Oliver, a food lover and activist, has been leading a campaign against chocolate milk in schools. According to his website, when kids drink chocolate and strawberry milk every day at school, they're getting nearly 2 gallons of extra sugar each year. That's really bad for their health. In an episode of his television show, Food Revolution, Jamie Oliver filled a school bus with 57 tons of sand, representing the amount of sugar American children consume in 1 week just from drinking chocolate milk. Ann Cooper, the head of nutrition services for the Boulder Valley School District in Louisville, Colorado, also champions the cause to ban chocolate milk from schools. Chocolate milk is soda dressed up, stated the self-proclaimed renegade lunch lady. It works as a treat in homes, but it doesn't belong in schools. Thanks to their relentless efforts, the highly publicized stunts, these champions of nutrition have caught the public's eye. People are standing up and taking notice, especially as obesity remains a growing problem in the United States. John Deasy, the superintendent of the Los Angeles Public Schools, announced that chocolate and strawberry milk will be banned from LA schools. The Queensland health minister also stated that he would take the matter under advisement as they pay attention to what Jamie Oliver says. So what should kids drink in school? Danielle Martin, director of Jamie's Ministry of Food, an organization started by Oliver in the UK, says children need plain milk. Milk also contains vitamins children need, such as vitamin D. Parents agree with Martin, stating that children would be more likely to choose plain milk over chocolate if not given the choice. After reading this article, we can use our anchor chart to help us study the perspective of the author. So when studying perspective, ask, the first question is, who is the source? Who wrote this article? Pause the video. The next question is, what is the point of view of this source on this event, topic, or issue? So the source, Jonathan Smith, what would you say his point of view or his perspective is on this topic of chocolate milk in schools? Pause the video. If this author, Jonathan Smith, were involved in a debate on this topic, which side would he be on? Would he be supporting chocolate milk in schools, or would he be against chocolate milk in schools? Pause the video. And the last question, what kind of language is the author using to discuss this issue? What does that tell me about the author's perspective? Pause the video to discuss. Today, as you're wrapping up your research, I want you to keep all of these questions in mind on perspective as you continue to learn more about your debatable issue.